What does having a good relationship with food actually mean? In this video, we're going to talk about what it actually means to have a good relationship with food. So let's get in the ring. Thanks for joining us today, guys. Charlie here, Food Fight Club. I've seen some comments lately that, I don't know, like, you can't have a relationship with food, it's an inanimate object. Or, that's bullshit, you can only have relationships with people. I became aware of this phrase like 10 years ago while doing some research, and now doing what I do, I hear it a lot. Everybody says they want a better relationship with food. Or, how do I build a better relationship with food? But what does it actually mean? Because let's be honest, most people don't even know. Most people think having a good relationship with food means eating perfectly, never eating sugar, never overeating, always making healthy choices. That's not a good relationship with food. That's another restrictive diet with better mental marketing. A good relationship with food is when food becomes just food. It's no longer your best friend. It's no longer your enemy. It's no longer your reward. And it's no longer your punishment. It's simply something that nourishes you, satisfies you, and adds enjoyment to your life. Think about someone you have a healthy relationship with. You don't obsess over them every minute of the day. You don't avoid them. You don't binge on time spent with them after ignoring them for a month. You don't feel guilty every time you see them. The relationship is balanced. Food should be the same way. Unfortunately, many of us were taught that that's not true, but it is. We were taught that certain foods are good and others are bad. We were taught that our worth depends on a number on the scale. We were taught to ignore hunger. We were taught to fear fullness. We were taught that if we just had more willpower, we'd finally have everything under control. That's BS. But here's what I've learned after decades of dieting. The more you fight food, the more power food has over you. Every restrictive diet I ever went on made food more important. When I wasn't allowed to have something, that's all I wanted. Restriction doesn't eliminate desire, it magnifies it. That's why so many people spend all day trying not to think about food, while thinking about food every 5 minutes. That's not a lack of discipline. That's what happens when your brain believes food is scarce. So what does a healthy relationship with food actually look like? First, you trust yourself around food. You don't need to control every bite because you know one meal isn't going to make or break your health or your weight. Second, you allow yourself to enjoy food without guilt. Pleasure is part of eating. Satisfaction is a necessary factor. It always has been. The goal isn't to eliminate enjoyment. The goal is to stop enjoyment from turning into an emotional escape. Third, you listen to your body more than you listen to diet rules. Some days you'll be hungrier. Some days you won't. That's normal. Your body's not a machine. It may have different requirements on different days. Fourth, you stop labeling yourself based on what you eat. Food's not a moral decision. You're not good because you ate a salad. You're not bad because you ate pizza. Your character has nothing to do with your lunch. And finally, food takes up less space in your mind. You're able to enjoy a meal and then move on with your day. You're not constantly negotiating with yourself. You're not planning your next cheat meal. You're not beating yourself up because you had dessert. Food becomes one part of your life, not the center of it. Now, how do you start improving your relationship with food? Here are a few things that helped me. Number one, stop trying to be perfect. Perfection is usually the beginning of the binge cycle. The moment you believe you've blown it, you feel like you might as well keep eating. Aim for consistency instead. Number two, stop earning your food. You don't have to punish yourself at the gym because you had Chinese food or chicken parm. You don't have to skip breakfast because you overate yesterday. Your body isn't keeping a tally. It's just happy you're eating. Don't forget, your body's just trying to keep you alive. Number three, pay attention to why you're eating. Are you physically hungry? Cool. Or are you stressed, lonely, bored, anxious, or simply looking for comfort? Sometimes food is the answer, but sometimes it's not. Most of the time, it's answering a question you haven't even asked yourself. Number four, give yourself permission to eat. Ironically, when you know a food isn't forbidden, it loses much of its emotional power. I've seen this happen over and over again. The foods people fear the most often become the foods they think about the least once they're no longer off limits. And finally, practice self-compassion. You're gonna overeat sometimes. It's okay. Here's a secret. Everyone does. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is recovery. Can you have one overeating session or episode without turning it into a week-long binge? Can you speak to yourself the way you'd speak to someone you love? Because shame has never created lasting change. Understanding does. And at the end of the day, a healthy relationship with food isn't about eating perfectly. It's about living fully. When food no longer controls your thoughts, when you stop swinging between restriction and overeating, when you trust yourself, that's when real freedom begins. And ironically, that's also when taking care of your body becomes so much easier, because you're no longer fighting yourself. You're finally learning to love yourself. And that's what it's all about. I hope you guys got something out of this video. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment or a question below, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notifications. It helps the channel. Also, if you want to talk, hit the link in the description, and you could, if you'd like to book a free call, it's no strings attached conversation, human to human, to see if you're going in the right direction. And of course, as always, remember, compliance gets rewarded, but rebellion is its own reward. Be a rebel. Take care, and I'm out.